Okay, so by now you've had a chance to watch video one and you know about the tell, which is basically just you being able to see your old pattern play out and know what the signs of that are. Okay, so now for this video for this week, we are going to use that data and the reason so that you don't spiral. So the reason why we even got that data to begin with was so we start to see where that spiral starts to happen, and now we're going to do something with that data so that you don't spiral. So today we're going over the between attempts protocol. There's 5 steps to this, and I want to say that today we're going to focus on it being mostly for training. In the next video that I do, I will be focusing more on how to use it for your competition, whether that's powerlifting, meet, strongman, or whatever strength sport you may be in. It will be more applicable for that. Today, we're just going to go over how to use this in training. Okay, so for step 1 of the protocol, let's say that you just missed a lift in training. Okay, let's say it was a heavy deadlift. So what I want you to do for step 1 is I just want you to sit with that, with whatever comes up for you. This could be an emotion, it could be disappointment, whatever that may be, just sit with it. And this could look like you walking to the chalk bowl for a minute and re-chalking your hands for your next lift. I only want this to last between 60 to 90 seconds. 90 seconds being like the tail end of that. Don't go over 90 seconds. I don't want you to stew in this. I don't want you to stew in your disappointment. I just want you to notice what comes up for you. This is not the time to start processing this emotions because we have another lift come up. It's just a way for you to be like, okay, this is what happened. That's it. Okay. So number 2, what I want you to ask is one physical question. So what did my body do? Okay. This could look like how was your bar path? What did the weight feel like? How was your setup? What did your positioning look like under the bar if you're doing like a squat? Like how did it feel? So you're just going to ask yourself that one physical question. That's protocol piece number 2. And then protocol piece number 3 is you're going to ask yourself one context question. Okay. So what was I bringing into this lift? This could be, what was my attitude coming into this lift? And or what did my nutrition look like? What did my food intake look like between this lift? How was my stress level? Was I feeling fatigued? How was I feeling going into this lift? And just notice it. Again, we're not doing a ton of things with this information. We're just asking ourselves questions and we're answering them. And we're not making a big deal out of anything. We're just noticing what comes up when we ask ourselves this. All right, and protocol piece number 4 is one decision. So you're going to make one decision, whether this is to reattempt the lift, add weight, lessen the weight, what the load looks like, and then move on. And I want you to state this out loud or write it down. For me, I love writing it down. Like, okay, this is what my plan is to do this next set, or whatever it may look like. But you're either going to state it out loud to yourself and or write it down. Okay. Protocol piece number 5, we're going to close the loop. So I want you to think of a specific physical or verbal cue that you can use to signal that this is over and we're moving on. So it could be like, for example, like a verbal cue would be this lift is over. The next one is a new lift. Okay. A physical cue could be like you clap in your hands, like, okay, it's over. We're done. We're moving on. So whatever that may look like for you, whatever comes to mind first is what I would use. Don't overthink this. It's not supposed to be this huge thing. It's just something for you so that you can start rewiring this in your brain. Like, okay, it's over. I'm not living in the past anymore. We're moving on to the future. Boom. Okay. Okay. Below this video in the description here, you should have a link to a phone card. And what this is it is the protocol, but shortened so that you can save it onto your phone and set it as your background or like as a reminder during your training and or when you're in a meet, so that you have this protocol right there with you, so that you don't have to continually look back at this video and be like, wait, what did she say protocol number 3 piece was? Like, you can just have it right there on your phone so that you can kind of like check it off as you go instead of having to look back all the time. So make sure you save that to your phone because you're definitely going to want this and it will be super helpful for you, especially when you're like in the middle of training. And the assignment for this week is to start running this protocol as soon as possible. Make sure you're running it on every heavy set that you have. And I want you to start getting in these reps now. So by the time a meet comes up, say you're like a couple weeks out or something like that, you will have, for example, have ran it like between 4 to 6 to 8 times. So then you can start trusting it, because the more reps you put in, the better this becomes and the better you get. Okay, like with anything else, practice makes perfect. So that's the assignment for this week. Okay, and I want to say for video 3, like I said earlier, we are going to go more in depth about how to use this for, attempts at like powerlifting meets and strongman and other strength sports. So like when you are going for max effort lifts, okay, how do I deal with that if I've lost or if I missed a lift, or maybe you're, I don't know, doing a CrossFit competition and you failed at something in the WOD or something like that. We will talk more in depth about how to come back from that and how to use this protocol for that. So I'll see you then.